Good morning. You are listening to WCEG talkradio.com. I hope you are fine today and you are ready to listen in us. Today we have an important information we all need to have and take in mind to be able to exert one of the rights, the most important rights, to make a change. And also let the people know in this country we are here and we are watching what is happening for the future of us and also for the future of our children. And today we have our guest, the special guest, Anthony Pacheco from Asian American Advancing Justice, and Elias, he is also with Asian American Advancing Justice canvassing and spreading the word and important information about voting, important dates, important information. So welcome to you all. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. So the first, I know there is so much information today to provide out to the people and our audience. And the first question, I think many people is questioning, what are the officers we going to be electing on this period of elections?
That's a really great question, Ramona. For this year on November, we are voting in the midterm elections. So voters will get to vote for US Senator, state governor, and other state elected officials and elections, such as state representatives. So it's both on the federal and state level. This is 2 years before the presidential election. So that's why they call them midterm elections.
Oh, okay. That's good. So, and a person who, you know, they don't have so much information. They don't know how is the process. There is a page where they can direct or where they can, you know, go to looking for this information. You know, how to register, how to check the status, what they need to do in order to register.
Yes, thank you. That's another great question. So we do have a page on our website with Asian Americans Advancing Justice Atlanta, and we partner up with this organization. It's called Branch. You can download this app. It's called Branch. You can go to branch.vote, or you can go to our website, bit.ly/AAAJ-vote, AAAJ-vote. And I can send that to you as a link as well. But pretty much people can find that information as to like how to get registered to vote, how to vote absentee, and also through the branch, if they type in their address, they can see who they'll be voting for in the upcoming election. So it's a really great tool for people to use, so they can find all of the information they need to be an informed and very ready voter for this year's election.
Okay, and what a person need to in order to vote? What are the requirements they need?
So there are two basic requirements for a person to be eligible to vote. The first thing is that they must be a United States citizen, and the second thing is that in order to get registered, they have to be at least 17 and a half years or older. And you can get registered at that age, but you have to be 18 by the time the election starts. So even if we register a lot of high school students, so even if they're still unable to vote in this year's election, they can at least get registered to vote because they are 17 and a half.
Okay, yeah. And what a person cannot do to vote? What are the situations where a person is not allowed to vote?
Yeah, so there's some situations where a person is unable to vote. It's if a judge has ruled them to be mentally incompetent. And second, here in Georgia, if you have a felony, you can't vote. you're kind of disenfranchised from that ability to do that, which is very sad. And I think we're helping to push that more. Other states have done a lot of work in the legislature to make sure that people with past criminal convictions are reinstituted in their ability and right to vote. So I think for us, it's really important to create more access for voters in that.
Oh yeah, it's unfortunate, those situations like the person to exert the vote, but I'm sure a lot, a lot of people is fighting to change so many things. So I know you all are doing a lot job outside on the community, providing information. Can you tell us where are you both right now and what that you are doing?
Yes, Ramona. So we are doing two things. I am doing the regular thing with Advancing Justice Atlanta. As you can see, a lot of this is in language information, but pretty much it gives people important information about the elections. For example, when the date is, where they can call. There's a phone number right here where people can call us in the voter hotline. And on the back, there's a QR code that people can click on this and see more information as to like where their polling location is, what candidates are running in their district. And Elias here, he's talking more about with working with a Demo Lab South. And Demo Lab South is another organization that we are helping to fund. And we're here actually in Warner Robins, Georgia. So Middle Georgia, South Georgia, talking to different communities, BIPOC communities, Black, Indigenous, people of color, and letting them know about a survey that the Demo Lab South is trying to do. And it's around environmental justice. So we want to get more information, more statistics, more on people's opinion about environmental justice. That way we can take this information and create policy change in both the state level and federal level. So that's kind of like what we're doing. And every person that is able to do the survey, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes. Every person gets a free Visa gift card valued at $10. So that's what we're doing here in the community. And we're here actually in La Soñadora, Tienda, Taqueria y Carniceria, and here in Warner Robins. So as you can see, we're posted right outside right here.
Oh, that's great. Elias, and I know you are part of the team and you're doing, these surveys and I'm not sure, I'm sorry, I'm not sure you're helping too with the voting and all of that, but can you tell us a little bit about your experience in both sides or, just going out in the community and how you see, you're very young, but how you perceive the response for people,
Yeah. I've noticed that a lot of people are like interested in like, getting out, like voting and like coming to do the surveys, but not a lot of people are like going out their way to actually do something like, support what we're trying to do. You can see the interest, but not a lot of, actual work getting done.
In your perception as a very young, do you think people is changing, older, like older people, senior people, we can say, is changing a little bit the mind when they see information or what is happening out with voting and also with the environmental issues?
Yeah, I feel like slowly it's getting better. Small things like this are always gonna help. I think what we're doing is, small stepping stones, like, get the help that we need.
That is very important. I think you're right. Even me, I have seen since maybe 5 years ago, People right now is changing a little bit the mindset that they have to change, and accepting more the information will provide for them. So Elias, I thank for your effort, the effort you're doing, because I know going out and knocking doors, or talking with people who you don't know, is very hard. So thank you for the effort you all are doing there. So Anthony, I have if you can, well, you was talking about Branch. Branch is an app. So I know, most of the organizations are non-partisan, but many people, come in looking for information, registering to vote. A lot of questions arises where they want to know more about the candidates, what they are doing, who they are. So can you telling us how Branch fill out this, this whole and provide how they can help people?
Yeah, so what's really great about Branch is also completely nonpartisan. Pretty much what it does, it helps us get all the information on candidates in a very easy, user-friendly way and manner. We get asked by everybody at the door, who should I vote for? And for us as nonprofits, we can't say, because we're completely nonpartisan as well. And so we partner up with this Branch app to kind of like help people as a voter guide. So once you're on the Branch app, you'll be able to look up your candidate after you type in your address, see which districts you're voting for in this year, an election year. You can see a candidate's stance on different things like taxes, immigration, transportation, the economy. What do they think about that? And also you can see some of their their funding, or donations, where are they receiving money from in their campaign. So it's very easy, very transparent, very user-friendly. That way people know more about who they're going to vote for, and they can make a more informed decision. Not only that, but here at Advancing Justice Atlanta, we've been able to create this app for people that speak Spanish, people that speak Korean, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and Hindi. So for us, it's really important to get this information out to our limited English proficient speaking communities. And this is just for Georgia, the entire state of Georgia. Branch is working now to expand more. So maybe in the next couple of years, you'll be able to see them in different states. But for now, it's very particular here to Georgia.
Okay, that's great. I think that is a great tool for people to go and check all this information. There are so many people that I know very curious about what is the focus of each candidate, and very important to know at the time to vote, So I know there are several ways a person can vote. For convenience, can you name some of them? And yeah.
Right, yeah, so there are three basic ways that people can get ready to go out and vote. The one that we strongly encourage is for people to vote early. Voting early has its benefits because you'll be able to go at a time when there are basically no lines, or very few lines. And also early voting, it's done throughout the week. So you can vote Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So there's multiple days. And also early voting now in many places have weekend voting. So you can vote on the weekend. So it's very convenient that way. And we strongly encourage people to do that, to get rid of it, or to actually exercise their right right away. The next one would be vote by mail. This one has been used widely, especially during the pandemic in 2020. So we did see a lot of people voting by mail. It's also very convenient because if you're not going to be here for election day, you can always use that option of voting by mail. And the third option is like the more traditional way of voting on election day. Voting on election day, many people exercise that right for that day. It does have its pros and its cons. I would say like maybe like a con to that would be that there's a chance there could be like long wait times. And also you don't go to vote as an early voting to different locations. You would have to go to your own polling precinct for election day, which is Tuesday, November 8th for this year. And also I would say that it's also on a working day. So a lot of working families, it's on a Tuesday, and many of them have 9-to-5 jobs. So the polls are open usually from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so within that time frame, it might be really complicated for people to go out and vote, especially if they're working that Tuesday.
Yes, that's true. And I hear there are, like you say, disadvantage with absent ballot. Can you talking about a little bit about that?
Yeah, so since 2020, there has been a new set of laws set in place that further restricts absentee voting. And this law is called SB 202. For us, we see it as a form of like voter suppression, because there are new requirements for people to fill out the vote by mail. Now you would have to like physically put your signature and also provide a form of ID to be able to request and send the absentee ballot. And also back in 2020, we used to have drop-off boxes where people can drop it off at many different drop-off locations, and most of them were 24 hours, just outside of the polling location or in different community centers. Now we don't have that. Now most of them are probably inside the polling location itself, and the hours are limited. So people are being further restricted from exercising their right to vote through vote by mail.
Yeah, that is very inconvenient and also very sad, because it is limiting the options for people who, like work the whole day, they cannot travel. It is, but hopefully that is why it's very important you to vote, because a lot of things can be changed, and you can have the power in the hands to change something that you don't like it. So just think about it. So now, can you telling us the most important dates for this period of the elections? For example, a lot of people still is looking or thinking to register to vote. When they can go to vote?
Yeah, so early voting starts basically this month, the 3rd, 4th week of October. And also another important date that's coming up is the deadline for voter registration, which is on October 11th. So if people want to vote in this upcoming general midterm election, they have to get registered to vote by October 11th. In order to successfully vote for this election. That's part of the work that we do as well. Right now, this year we have done almost 600 voter registrations, and that's across the entire state of Georgia. That's why we're here in Warner Robins in South Georgia, in Middle Georgia, trying to get more people engaged in our communities, because a lot of people aren't doing outreach, or candidates aren't really plugged into like the communities as they should be. But for us, we don't really, we don't care about taking sides, because we're completely nonpartisan. For us, we care more about the issues and also voter turnout. So for us, that's like a strong indication, or a strong indicator for people that work in the electoral processes, to turn out voters of color, voters who aren't really being engaged in the community. And a lot of people call them like low propensity voters, but for us, we call them high potential voters. So even if they have not voted in the past 4 years or never voted or they're voting for the first time, that's the community that we're going out to reach out to.
That's great. And you know, it's something that we always hear from people. I think it's like maybe some kind of pretext to not vote or to not, you know, take the time to register. So, you know, like they say, people say, there is no point I go to vote because anyway, not gonna be my candidate, you know, the winner. What you can say to this? And how important is they start changing changing the mindset differently? And Elias, what is your opinion also about this?
Do you want to say something? Go ahead.
I think it's important to, you know, get out there and get your voice heard. You know, every vote counts. It's I don't think that should like stop you from voting. You should. It's just like a disbelief. Like, get out there and vote and see if you know, whatever you really want. Just go out and vote.
Yeah, no, I relate to that, what Elias is saying. I feel like it's really important that we get people out to vote and encourage them. And oftentimes we get a lot of voter apathy. And change, you know, it happens over time. It doesn't happen like right away. And so the way that I describe it, you know, voting is kind of like you're this drop of ocean in the ocean, right? But if you multiply that by, you know, several billion, you get an entire sea, an entire ocean, so an entire wave of people that go out and vote. So that's how I do it. It's like, you know, you're putting like this piece of a puzzle to create change. And I think probably just thinking collectively in the whole community.
Yes, I think that it's very true, and changes not have been possible if, you know, we don't start few by few, right? So use the same thing, just sending to you all our audience encouragement to vote, and just to vote for a change you want to see. Maybe not in a short term, but maybe, you know, in a long term with your children, your grandchildren. So Anthony, can you repeat us again the website where people can go and refer for the information, registering to vote and all of that, please?
Yes, the website is bit.ly/AAAJ vote. And I will put it here on the
Yes, please, you can do that so all of our audience can have it, and just go there looking for information. I know there are big efforts for advancing justice and demo to make a change, especially on this period of time where people is very, you know, eager to exert, go out and make noise for change. So right now, our producer, Miss Penny, she gonna put on the, you know, on the chat in Facebook, and she also gonna put it on YouTube and Instagram, so you can watch our video and you can review the information. We have the websites, so you can be ready to vote early. And October 17, vote early, and November 8, the the formal voting day. So right now we're gonna pass and translate everything for our Hispanic community because it's important to spread all of this information and to keep in mind that we all are here and we all few by few gonna fill out the cup, right? Okay, Anthony, ahora podemos hablar para nuestra gente hispana y latina. ¿Me puedes dejar saber por qué oficiales estamos votando este periodo de tiempo?
Durante estas elecciones vamos a votar para gobernador, o sea, a nivel estatal y federal. Entonces el gobernador, representantes estatales que se eligen cada 2 años, y también al nivel federal vamos a estar eligiendo a nuestros senadores.
Ok. ¿Cuál es la página donde las personas se pueden referir para buscar información?
Se pueden referir a nuestra página, es bit.ly/AAAJ vote, VOTE. Y en ese sitio de internet está nuestra página de Advancing Justice Atlanta, donde pueden encontrar toda la información y encontrar la información en su lenguaje en español.
Muy bien, gracias. Y una persona que quiere empezar el proceso para votar, ¿qué es lo que tiene que hacer? ¿Cuáles son los requisitos que tienen que tener?
Hay 2 requisitos básicos. El primero es que sea un ciudadano americano y también el segundo es que tenga por lo menos 17 años y medio para registrarse para votar, y el día de elección tiene que tener 18 años o más para poder votar.
Ok. ¿Y cuáles son las 2 situaciones donde una persona pues no puede votar?
Una de esas es que la persona quizás tenga, un juez lo otorga como que no, tiene como problemas mentales o no puede por eso votar. Y también el segundo es que alguien que tiene felonías o tiene como una convicción de criminales no pueden votar.
Ok. Y las maneras para votar, las opciones que tiene una persona para votar, ¿cuáles son?
Hay 3 maneras de poder votar. La que nosotros motivamos a las personas para que salgan a votar es votando temprano. Votando temprano tiene muchas ventajas en que no hay líneas largas. La persona puede votar en varios lugares. Obviamente solamente una vez. Puede votar entre semana, de lunes a viernes, y ahora incluso muchos lugares puedes votar los fines de semana.
Okay.
La otra opción es votar por correo, como le dicen eso. Si usted, por ejemplo, está fuera del país o va a estar fuera durante esa temporada de la votación, usted puede votar fácilmente por correo. Y la otra más tradicional es votar el mismo día, que será noviembre, 8 de noviembre de 2022.
Muy bien, gracias. Y ¿cuáles, los cambios que se han hecho para votar por la boleta de ausencia? ¿Cuáles son esos cambios que la gente tiene que tener en cuenta si lo prefieren hacer por ese medio?
Sí, uno de los requisitos es que tiene que llenar el formulario a mano, especialmente su firma, y su firma tiene que estar igual como en sus otros tipos de documentos del gobierno. Y la otra parte es que tiene que también aprobar su identidad. Entonces necesita incluir su información de como licencia de Georgia o pasaporte, cosas así.
Oh, ok. Y los cambios que se han hecho para este medio, para la boleta de ausencia, ¿cuáles han sido? Porque cambiaron, ¿verdad?
Sí, exactamente. O sea, se ha restringido mucho más. Por ejemplo, antes habían lugares donde ustedes pueden llevar su boleta y depositarla en una segura. Y hay varios que están alrededor de los condados y está abierto pues obviamente 24 horas porque está afuera y ahí lo puede depositar. Muy conveniente, pero ahora ya no. Ahora solamente hay como una en cada condado y tienen horario limitado, entonces
Ujú.
no lo podría depositar. Sí.
Ok.
Y esos son los cambios de la votación por correo. Y obviamente, pues teniendo más pasos, más información que uno tiene que dar para poder tener ese derecho.
Mm. Sí, lamentablemente. Bueno, nosotros ahora que ya sabemos esta información, creo necesitamos hacer planes para tener tiempo para hacer esto, buscar nuestra papelería, porque pues como Anthony dice, ya cambiaron, tienes que proveer más pruebas. ¿Tú sabes qué tipo de pruebas son estas? ¿Qué documentos ya ahora se tienen que añadir a este proceso?
Bueno, es fácil, o sea, tienen que ir al Georgia MVP website que se llama My Voter Page, es el estado de secretario, va ahí y ahí puede pedir su, como le dicen, boleta en ausencia
Ajá.
y lo va a tener que imprimir y llenar y luego lo puede mandar así electrónicamente, pero obviamente piden como una copia de su licencia, una copia de su identidad y también llenarlo a mano en la firma.
Ok.
Y
Bueno.
así después se mandan por correo su, su boleta de voto en ausencia.
Oh, ok. So, tú tienes que pedirla. Tú tienes que pedirla para que te manden la boleta.
Sí, sí, te lo mandan por correo. Um, Nosotros recomendamos que lo hagan lo más pronto posible. Mucha gente lo hace como un mes antes de la elección, un mes, 2 meses antes de la elección. Entonces eso le da suficientemente tiempo para hacer sus elecciones y que llega también a tiempo. Y también en el sitio de Georgia My Voter Page pueden ver el estatus de su voto en ausencia. O sea, puede ver si el estado de la secretaria lo recibe o lo ha recibido.
Ok.
Ahí puedes ver rastrear el estatus de tu voto en ausencia.
Ujú. Bueno, y gracias por toda esta información y a nuestra audiencia, yo sé que es mucha información, pero si ustedes se pueden referir a las páginas de website que nos han dado, la productora la va a poner en Facebook y donde se transmita este video, YouTube, Instagram, y ustedes pueden checar allí para que tengan toda esta información y se preparen a votar. Y también si tienen hijos, muévanlos a ellos a votar porque todo ayuda a levantar las voces de las personas que no pueden votar y que pues sí, se necesita hacer un cambio ya. Y Anthony, en resumen, ¿nos puedes dar las fechas más importantes para estar preparados?
Sí, las fechas más importantes, una que viene ya enseguida es el 11 de octubre. Esa es la fecha última para poder registrarse para votar si una persona desea votar en las elecciones que vienen en noviembre. También viene usualmente la tercera, cuarta semana de octubre, que es la votación temprana. Te dan 2 a 3 semanas seguidas para poder ir a votar temprano y como
Ujú,
había dicho, una persona puede votar entre semana o fin de semana.
ujú,
Y, y obviamente el día de elección es el 8 de noviembre, que es un martes. Ese martes está abierto de 7 a.m. a 7 p.m. Entonces, pues prácticamente tienen todo el día de votar, pero recomendamos que la gente salga a votar temprano o haga el voto en ausencia. para así evitar problemas en las urnas cuando se trata de ir a votar o hay una fila larga. Y también porque el martes es un día que mucha gente labora, trabaja y pues el tiempo está limitado.
Ok. Y entiendo, en octubre 17 es el primer día para votar temprano, ¿verdad? ¿Hasta
Sí.
cuándo tenemos para votar temprano? Tengo una fecha, no sé si es correcta, pero es noviembre 4, de octubre 17 a noviembre 4 es donde puedes votar temprano.
Sí, eso es correcto, Ramona. El 17 de octubre a 4 de noviembre ustedes pueden salir a votar temprano, sí.
Ok, entonces ya tenemos allí esa confirmación y pues hagan lo posible a votar temprano. Como Anthony dice, hay ventajas donde te das tu tiempo, no hay líneas tan largas, puedes hacerlo con calma y puedes planear tu día durante ese periodo de tiempo. Anthony, ¿cuál es tu mensaje para nuestra gente hispana latina durante este periodo de elecciones? Yo sé que venimos hablando sobre esto desde el año pasado, que estuvieron el periodo de elecciones también, pero como tú trabajas afuera y has visto el desarrollo de las personas o la respuesta de las personas durante estos procesos desde el año pasado, ¿cuál es tu mensaje para ellos?
Pues mi mensaje es simple, es sencillo, es que salgan a votar porque votando les da poder a las comunidades que están siendo más afectadas, porque igual si puede salir a votar, no le importaría a nadie por qué lo hacen tan difícil para votar. Y es porque una persona saliendo a votar tiene su voz y tiene poder para poder influir cómo las decisiones se hacen a nivel estatal, a nivel federal y en las cosas cotidianas como transporte, la educación, los impuestos, la economía. También el tema de inmigración es muy importante y todos que tengan el derecho es súper importante para poder también elevar las voces de las personas que no pueden salir a votar.
Sí, creo que en todo eso tienes razón y creo que eso es lo que deberíamos de empezar a procesar y a pensar. A veces la pregunta sería, ¿cómo la política, cómo los cambios en este país afectan a los inmigrantes, a las comunidades pequeñas? Y pues es eso, el derecho a votar cambia muchas cosas. Lo pudimos ver también en el proceso del censo, en el tema de redistricting, cómo sería como la distribución de los distritos, cómo se han visto cambios a las personas nuevas que han llegado y eso ha sido por el resultado que tuvo el censo y ahora necesitamos votar para ver el cambio en diferentes diferentes campos de educación, de agricultura, en el gobierno del estado. Y pues te agradezco mucho, Anthony, a toda esta información. Cualquier cosa, por favor, refiéranse a la página. Anthony, ¿puedes repetirnos la página? Yo sé que está en los comentarios, pero ¿me la puedes dejar saber otra vez, por favor?
Sí, claro. Para hacerlo también es fácil, buscar Advancing Justice Atlanta en Google y ahí está toda la información, pero en la versión corta del enlace es bit.ly bit.ly slash AAAJ de vaca ODE. Entonces es bit.ly slash AAAJ vote.
Sí, y una pregunta importante, no quiero dejarla atrás, pero yo sé que tú trabajas mucho con canvassers, con personas que van puerta por puerta, dando esta información, ofreciendo guía para las personas que están interesadas en votar y pues los que pueden votar. ¿Cuál es el mensaje que tú le puedes dar a nuestra audiencia? Porque yo sé que este proceso de canvassing es muy difícil. Es difícil porque es como, no sé, se percibe como una invasión para las personas, porque pues vas, tocas, ofreces información, tú sabes, a personas que no conocemos. Pero ¿cuál es el mensaje para ellos en respecto a los canvassers, a las personas que tocan nuestra puerta?
Pues yo creo que es muy importante involucrarte cívicamente desde temprano, desde joven, y pues obviamente, como han dicho, los jóvenes tenemos el futuro ya presente. Entonces creo que es muy importante para que ellos se informen, e incluso las generaciones más jóvenes ahorita están mucho más informados que cuando yo estaba creciendo, por los medios sociales, por Twitter, por Facebook, por Instagram, incluso ya TikTok, ¿verdad? Entonces, conocen mucho las injusticias, los temas, incluso el cambio climático, que es lo que estamos enfocados ahorita con esta encuesta que estamos haciendo. Y yo diría que es importante que ejerzan esos pensamientos en acción, que lo vuelven en acción para poder hacerlo, y pueden hacerlo muy fácilmente. Nosotros siempre contratamos jóvenes que están en la universidad o que están estudiando, trabajando, y pues obviamente les pagamos muy bien por hacer ese tipo de trabajo, y aparte de eso aprenden muchas herramientas que pueden usar para sus carreras en el futuro, y sus futuros trabajos, estudios, etcétera. Entonces yo diría que eso los motiva más.
Sí, pues es importante y afuera nuestra audiencia, las personas que nos estén escuchando, una, bueno, yo les quiero dejar saber, en mi experiencia yo también he hecho canvassing y por favor, reciban la información. Recuerden que es una información que se les da con el esfuerzo de levantarse uno temprano, de recoger materiales y pues sí les da uno pena a veces porque tocamos puertas de personas que no conocemos. Pero lo hacemos con mucho respeto y creo que lo que Anthony nos refiere es de que ahora en estos momentos nuestros jóvenes están saliendo porque saben los problemas que hay. Ellos lo han vivido por sus padres, sus abuelos, historias de amigos. Y por eso creo que eso los motiva más a salir, a hacer el cambio y a dejar saber a las personas sobre el derecho que tienen. Y pues solo paciencia y con respeto, sepan que todo lo hacemos con respeto, tomando nuestra distancia y respetando el pensamiento de las personas más que nada, pero creo, ahora en este tiempo de nuestro mundo, es necesario más y más canvassers salir a dejar nuestra información. Anthony, te quiero agradecer mucho la información que nos has dado, el tiempo que te has tomado con nosotros para discutir esto con nuestra comunidad hispana latina. Y ahora vamos a regresar otra vez con inglés. Vamos a dejarles saber a nuestra comunidad americana sobre otras cosas. Bueno, seguir con el mismo tema, pero otras preguntas. So Anthony, thank you so much for letting us know in Spanish and give out all this important information. And I hope, our community can get involucrated more and more with this process. And I was asking Anthony that what is the what is the message he wants to pass to all the community in this process right now on the elections? Can you tell us, Anthony?
Yeah, just simply say to go out and vote. Voting is power, and I think especially voting is very critical even for like local elections, because those are things that affect us directly, like immigration, transportation, the economy, taxes. Like we care about those things because they affect us on our daily lives. And you know, if voting was not important, if that right was not you know, exercised, or if it wasn't like that easy, why is it being put harder for people to go out and vote? Or if it's not, if people say, you know, it's not really that important, then why are there so many like loops and holes to jump through where people can get registered, people can go out and vote? And it's because of that, because it's voting holds power and it works in favor of the people that participate in it. And we want our communities to flex their power, show their power at the polls, in helping to create better change and making more better decisions when it comes to those issues like immigration, transportation, the economy, taxes, the environment.
Mhm. Yes, that's very true. And if you know, like always say, you want to make if you want to see something change, you have to contribute to make a change. I know it's not a short term, really, but you know, few by few, we're gonna see changes. At least, personally, I have been seeing changes, and that is because people have been become more flexible, have been become able to listen more and to embrace more diversity in the sense that they welcoming more people, you know, like us immigrant people, small communities, persons, and also because they are accepting more the information we are providing, you know, in all the sense. So Anthony, and I don't want to let this out, but I know the job for canvassing is not very easy. Most of the times people reject, most of the times people got mad. But can you tell us a little bit about, you know, the job for canvassers?
Yeah, obviously it can be hard, but you're making a big change for the community, and most people actually, it's been shown, statistically shown and proven that if you knock on somebody's door and they're able to answer and have this conversation about voting, that increases people's likelihood to go out and vote on election day, because we're kind of like planting that seed in their mind and giving them a plan to vote. So when somebody has a plan to vote, they're more than likely to go out and vote. And that's more, it's like it has a better, more impact than like a phone conversation or text message, even by mail. So that's why we do a lot of canvassing, because we want to be within the community, talk to them, hear about the issues that they care about, and also let them know about these important dates, important changes that have happened in regards to voting laws as well here in Georgia. And I would say, like, to canvassers, a lot of them are young people, and I think the change is in their hands as well.
Yes, that's true. And I want to ask, I've been doing canvassing, and I want to let you know it's not easy, because our job is to knock doors and provide the information. Many of the times, you know, we are ashamed to knock in a door who the person we don't know. But, you know, the mission we have is, like Anthony said, provide the right information, helping to prepare people to vote and exert their rights, give good information, because I know there is a lot misinformation out, and that is our job, just clear out the information so people can be prepared for everything. know that we canvassers, we do all our job with respect, and we respect spaces. And we, I encourage all of you to receive this information with respect to, because it is true, the job for canvasser is very hard, and in some point a little risky, because you never know how people gonna react when see an stranger in the door. So Anthony, I want to say thank you so much again for your time. I know it's very difficult because I know you are outside providing all this information. I also want to thank Elias for the time, for the effort he's doing, and congratulate him because he's very young and he's doing this kind of job. Thank you so much for being here in WCEG Network and providing all of this information.
Yeah, thank you as well for doing this interview and this talk radio as well, and sharing this to different communities across the state as well. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you. And I want to say to our audience, if you want to see our videos, if you want to support the station, WCEG Network, please go to the website, to WCEG Network, and also review our videos on WCEG Network on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Give us a like, and give us also suggestions, send us suggestions of what programs you want to have, what information you want to hear or know about it. So remember, we are here for you. And thank you so much, like every month, every Saturday, to stay with us. Thank you so much.